So what's up guys, welcome back to a new video. Today I'm gonna explain how I find my daily bias, and I would say my daily bias plan is basically pretty okay because I have like a 80% win rate with my daily bias. I am right for my daily bias a lot of the times. So let's get into it. So for my daily bias, I really look at the chart and look at what order flow is doing. I don't really use an order flow chart, so I don't really have like on my other screen an order flow chart. I trade ICT concepts, so I look at the some PD arrays, are they getting respected or disrespected? But of course there are some exceptions. So to start, I'll get an example of like PD arrays getting respected and disrespected. Um, on Friday there was a nice example of it. If we go to the 1 hour, we we see that we are so bearish. How can we see this? All the bullish PD rates are getting disrespected. For example, this bullish fair value gap is getting inversed, making a nice order block, making this bullish candle also a breaker block after we closed this candle. So that made me bullish. Why? Because this volume imbalance held pretty okay. Let's check ES also, because ES is also very important. Look, ES held this volume imbalance, or it's an NDOC probably. Yes, it is. It's the NDOC. It held this volume imbalance slash NDOC, new day opening gap. So that is why I was more bearish towards all these low resistance liquidity and these lows. So that's really how I find my daily bias, but of course later in the video there will get some exceptions. But let's start with this video example first. So how did I find this trade then? Let me explain this trade for you guys. So I am bearish. I'm looking for shorts, but one of the exceptions is a daily high and not a daily high, data high or data low. So here there was 8:30 news that makes a nice high and nice low. Let's do this real quick. That made a nice high and nice low. We have the 8:30 wick high and the 8:30 wick low. We sweep the low right here, which made a nice SMT. So I can look for buys towards what? Towards the data high and maybe even higher liquidity points. In this case, it was the 1 hour bearish fair value gap. I am not looking for a reversal here. I'm looking for a rebalance play into a higher time frame FEG so we can continue lower. So that was what I was looking for. I looked for the 1 hour imbalance here and equilibrium of the range, so CE of this range right here. That was my final take profit. I think I already explained this trade in another video, but I'll just do it real quick again. So I trade the inversion fair value gap. So this is like my one setup for life, where I get like a nice data high for either a nice break even point, but most of the times it is gonna be a this is equilibrium of the range, so that's my final TP. But most of the times it is gonna be a take profit. But in this case, I don't really like the target less than a 1-to-1, and it was like a 1.7 R, so I just didn't want to do that. So I held for the 1 hour imbalance. Why do I 1 hour imbalance? Because my bearish is bearish. My bias is bearish, so I want a rebalance into a higher time frame FEG so we can continue lower, which we didn't get on NQ. But as you can see, I marked out a. Oh, let me get my short as well on the chart again. Bang. Okay. Uh, we didn't take my first take profit, which was the 1 hour fair value gap. Why? Because we made an SMT with ES. I'm gonna show you that on ES. You can see on ES we tapped this 1 hour FEG super nice, and that made my bias, that confirmed my bias even more because we had a nice rejection off of this bearish fair value gap continuing lower. Nice rejection out of that. I'll show you guys. Look, we sweep the high here. Oh, we sweep the high here. Tap the 3-minute OB right here, and bang, we get a rejection out of that. So that made me really confident again in my bias. You just have to check order flow and where the liquidity is lying. Lying. I think my English is not the best. Okay. So I was pretty bearish because of the order flow I was seeing. So that's why I could have. That's why I took this short. Nice reaction off of this high right here. Good SMT with the 1 hour gap, which made me super bearish. Good inversion, nice momentum, clear liquidity. Where was my liquidity points? Right here was my final TP. It was my only TP. I'm gonna place a line like this so I can check it better. Bang. Why was my liquidity there? We have relative equal lows right here on the 4 hour. So this 4 hour low um, was my take profit, but in hindsight you could have targeted even lower towards maybe 50% of this 4 hour rejection block. In hindsight, again, to the low of this rejection block, but I just want to take my profits, like I had 3R on that trade or something. Yeah, 2.85 R on that trade, so that was more than enough for me. I just closed there. Like in hindsight, I could have made even more profits, but I don't need to be greedy there. I just need to take my piece of the pie. So that's really how I find my daily bias. Let's get into another exception. Like normally I look at the order flow and my like daily profiles, look for a manipulation move, and so I get my daily bias that way. But there are some exceptions, like a data high and a data low, which I just explained. But there's also another one. Let's That was like on Thursday. So on Thursday, we looked pretty bullish. If we look at the order flow, we looked pretty bullish. Nice reaction out of London low. We were in a 4 hour bullish fair value gap, but I was not bullish. Why was I not bullish? We have a new day opening gap. The new day opening gap is basically a volume imbalance right here, where price is just a void. There's nothing there. As you can see, um, every day we will have a new day opening gap, but sometimes it will be like absolutely nothing. Like it will like this and then instantly fills it or something. So you don't have a new day opening gap every single day. But on Thursday, oh no, on Wednesday, I'm sorry, on Wednesday we had a nice new day opening gap. So normally I would look at the order flow and I might have been bullish here, but I was so confident in I am always so confident in new day opening gaps and new week opening gaps getting filled, because that's just a super strong and easy draw on liquidity in my opinion. It's really just a game of draw on liquidity and where the liquidity is lying. So yeah, that was my draw on liquidity. As you can see, we instantly delivered, and after that, after this is fully filled, then I can maybe switch my bias to bullish, because on the higher time frame we tap maybe like another another bullish fair value gap, the order block here, so that's why I switched my bias right there. But I am looking for shorts towards that new day opening gap fill. So that's really how I get my daily bias. I'm thinking about like another exception, but those are the main two exceptions. I normally look at order flow and liquidity, but exceptions are the new day opening gap. So exceptions are the new day opening gap slash new week opening gap. Super strong draws on liquidity. And another exception is the data high slash data low. Those two are super nice draws on liquidity, which you can target every time. They won't get filled every single time, but I would say like 85% of the time they will get filled on the same day. So in my opinion, really nice targets. But in general, just look at the order flow, look at what price is doing, what price is respecting. Like in this example, price was disrespecting bullish Peter race, like the fair value gap right here, which made me bearish, and respecting uh, bearish confluences and bearish PD rays. So that make me, so we are respecting bearish confluences and disrespecting bullish confluences. So that makes me really bearish, and that's how you have to check as well. Look at liquidity. The most important thing is liquidity. So liquidity, order flow, and manipulation. You always want to see some manipulation into the other direction, or just some kind of manipulation, and that's what you want to look for your daily bias, or your daily bias and draw on liquidity game. So yeah guys, that was it. I hope this video helped you guys with your daily bias and finding your draw on liquidity. So yeah, thanks for watching guys.